Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dinosaur Island. Our episode starts here. This is the site of this Apatosaurus's death. In the last episode, we saw her get spooked and run off the small ledge. It killed her. And of course, the thing that spooked her is Razor, the huge male Utah raptor. It has been many days since he killed her, but most of the meat is still on the carcass. She was a huge 70-foot female Apatosaurus, and Razor will not be able to finish her. Luckily for him, only a few small scavengers have come by so far, but more are bound to show up. The smell of fresh blood draws large predators near. An Allosaurus is watching. The Allosaurus knows that he could easily take on Razor, but he is wary, for he knows that Utah raptor often travel in sometimes very large packs. He slowly approaches. Razor is surprised by the noise. He hasn't heard that type of roar in a long time. Not since the last Allosaurus he met. The Allosaurus may be nearly 40 feet long, but he is agile, and he has no problem jumping down the ledge. Razor slowly starts to back off, but then he stops and begins calling for something or someone. Meet Razor's new mate, Violet. Even with two Utah raptors, the Allosaurus is still confident. As you can see, the raptors, nor the Allosaurus, are actually engaging in combat. The raptors are performing a territorial threat display, a display of noise and movements which is designed to scare off an opponent, without actually engaging in a fight. The Allosaurus is not impressed. The raptors scatter, just in time. And the Allosaurus begins its feast. Later, we see both the Utah raptors wandering through a forest. They stop to look at something. It appears that they have arrived at their destination. We can now see that Violet and Razor have a young Utah raptor baby. Violet says hi to her young. She lays down to take a nap. Her son joins her. Razor does not have time to nap with the rest of his family. He must keep guard. Large predators are drawn to the noises that his son makes. They are in grave danger. All the time. Meanwhile, we see Bloodtooth and Rexy at their nest. And as we can now see, it is a lot more than just these two T-Rexes. There is a whole pack. This is Nigel. He is a young adult male, and very powerful. And this is Little Tyrant. Yes, that's his name, Little Tyrant. He is a young yearling Tyrannosaur. He is only around 15 or 20 feet long. And finally, well, you know how we thought that Rexy was Bloodtooth's mate? Well, we were wrong. The real alpha male is here. This is Grant, after Alan Grant from the Jurassic Park series. He is big, even by T-Rex standards. He's nearly 55 feet long. That is huge for a Tyrannosaurus. He reunites with his mate and his son. He has just returned from a long day of hunting. Unfortunately, to no avail, he was not able to bring down a sufficient prey item to feed his family. But all the Tyrannosaurs are still very hungry, which means they are going to have to go out hunting again, and this time as a group. We start off. Even the baby is coming along. It is about time that he learned how to hunt. We can only feel sorry for the animals that run into this pack of killers. This pack of monsters. In only a few minutes, the pack reaches the plains. Since it is only his first hunt, they have decided that Little Tyrant can only watch. And just to make sure that he stays safe, Rexy is staying with him. This leaves it down to only 3 Tyrannosaurs, Nigel, Bloodtooth, and Grant, to bring the pack some food. The pack has been moving for a while, and Grant is panting. But they have finally found a possible source of food. Laying out in front of them is a huge herd of dinosaurs. To us, they would be majestic creatures, but to the Tyrannosaurs, they are only meat. Their plan of attack is simple. First, Nigel will chase and roar like a maniac into the herd, scattering them apart and hopefully singling out their selected victim. He will then funnel the victim towards the edge of the forest, where Grant and Bloodtooth will be waiting to inflict the coup de grace. And you are probably wondering who or what their selected victim is. This is the selected prey item. A big male Pachyrhinosaurus. Grant and Bloodtooth are in place. So Nigel can now start to break the herd apart and single out the Pachyrhinosaurus. Even just this roar is enough to startle the herd. But Nigel must take it further. As Nigel runs through the herd panics and scatters all over the plain. Just like they had planned, the Pachyrhinosaurus is running in a different direction from the rest of the herd, and he's now separated. Nigel no longer has to chase the prey anymore. The Pachyrhinosaurus is almost to the trap. The animal's jugular has been ripped out, and finally the T-Rex pack has been victorious in getting some food. As the pack feasts, the blood of their victim runs down the plains like a river. Later, we see the pack napping after feasting on their kill. The law of this island may be kill or be killed, but that doesn't mean that these animals can't be happy. With their bellies full and their minds content, the Tyrannosaurs may now rest. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Dinosaur Island.